The 6-foot animated Gary the Gravedigger animatronic. He is from Lowe's this year, sold by Haunted Living, and he is a gravedigger with a shovel that's on the ground. He works great for outside if you put him in the grass, so it looks like he's digging a grave. And he lights up with the lantern in his other hand. I've seen him in the store this year, and his mouth moves and the eyes light up. I don't remember if he has movement to his character. He should, though. He's got a 10-foot cord length as well, which is super cool. And we're going to get into the unboxing now. The box isn't too big, but it's not that small. I like that it's sturdy for stacking purposes and the storage unit. And let's see what's in here. It's packed pretty tight. First thing is his hat, actually. This folds out. And it has some hair in there as well. That's what it looks like. And then the next thing is the base. Leg foam's hooked to that, as well as these clothes that are stuck in a bag. That's what the base looks like. There's this pole right here for the shovel to go into. The leg foam, there should be another one in the box somewhere. The instructions. Here is the shovel. The connector on here is pretty interesting. We've seen something like that before. I don't know which prop exactly, though. More clothing. That might be a shirt or pants. Here is the other leg foam, which has the pole already on it. This one needs to get put back in. This is the hand with the arm that holds the grave shovel. Another interesting connector type in there. And then this is the stick piece of it that goes in here. You can see how that would connect. One of these directions. The hip piece with a welded on hip loop. This is the lantern hand. Has that wire going all the way up through the arm foam and out to the end. This is what the lantern looks like. I love the way they put the wire down the side here, not from the middle like on other props. You can't really even tell there's a wire there. One of his boots. There's two of them in here. We're just going to look at one because they are going to be the exact same. Nothing too crazy, regular gravedigger boots. There's the other one. The upper torso piece that has the control box. There's one motor on here, so he is going to move. I think it leans him forward. Maybe that's his arm movement, actually. Yeah, looking at this again. That's going to move the lantern, I believe, not the shovel, but I'm not totally sure. The back piece. And there's a ton of extra cardboard in here, but there's a power adapter. This is a 5.9 volt, 1.5 amp, so very low amperage. And the coolest part, his head has two wires coming out of it, and the detail on this looks really cool. This reminds me of the Morse Costumes one that stands on that platform. The Carnival Barker, he has that type of face mold. And there's some Velcro on the top of his head. This is a full 360 of it. So it's like a latex material. Not totally sure if it's latex, vinyl, whatever it is. And there's a 4-cut connector coming out the bottom with these two wires that I showed before. This is the part mess that I've made unboxing it. We're gonna lay it out and do an overview. Here's an overview of all of his parts, starting with his head, both arms that have the lantern and the shovel handle. This is the other shovel parts, being the bottom and the stick piece. That's his hat, the base, both legs that have the leg foam on them already, instructions, power adapter, both sets of clothing, the back bracket piece, mold, the upper torso with the control box, hip piece with the hip loop welded on, and the boots. Starting the build off, we have the base. The front is going to have this extension piece that flips up on it, sticking forward. You can also see where the shoe mount things are that hold it in place, like that. So the first thing is getting one of the boots, they're both the same, as well as the leg poles, and putting one of these through it. And the pole's gonna come out the bottom. You can see where the snap lock is, and that's gonna go over right here. Snapping in, and then I'm gonna set the shoe down, and then same thing with the foam. This goes for both sides. And then putting the pants on. This is what they look like. I don't see a front or back on here. They look the same. This side might have more like dirt on it, so I'm gonna choose this one. There is no underlayer of fabric or anything crazy. This is like a really simple step. And wanna make sure both of these snap locks are at the top where the next part can go on, which is the hip piece. The trick to this is getting both snap locks in at the same time. And I wiggle it a little bit, it helps. So just like that, and then the pants go up over the loop. And I'm gonna fix up all the clothing at the end of the video. But after that, we get the torso piece with the control box. And this is where you can see that he's hunched over, especially from the side. And then snap locking this in as well, like that. After that, there's this back bracket piece that slides on with a 4-cut connector. And then this shirt, which has this front piece that hangs over it. And this side view is still great. So he's coming together pretty good. I thought a bug was on my arm there for a second. That was just some of his clothing. And then running that IR sensor wire down, and you can see this collar loop where the 4-cut connector is for his head. We're gonna put this on right now and then connect all the wires after I get the other arm on. So that slides in. And then I'm gonna start with the lantern arm. I'm gonna feed it up through the sleeve. There is no underlayer here as well. Velcro on his wrist. They have a really long wire here. And I'm gonna fork hook this in and connect the wire. There is 2 yellow wires, but you cannot plug them in wrong. This is his head, and it has a green sticker over it. So we're gonna connect that one, and then the IR sensor while we're down here. I'm pretty sure this red one is his mouth, and then the other yellow being his eyes. This is how he looks so far. There's only a couple steps left, one being his other arm going on, and then the shovel, and the final step will be putting his hat on. There's Velcro on this wrist as well. Putting this 4-cut connector in. This side's harder to show, but it is a really simple step. And then we're gonna put the rest of his shovel on now, and it should line up right there to the base. I got the wooden stick piece, and I'm gonna twist it in. So once you feel it, just twist to the left, and then I'm gonna 4-hook it last. Put this one in, and then twist to the right, putting the shovel 4-hook in, and it'll hold. It looks like it's really in the ground, it's not floating or anything, so that will be perfect for outdoor use. And then the final step, besides plugging his power adapter in, is the hat. Now all the fabric here right now looks messy, but after I plug the IR sensor in, I'm gonna fix it up for his demo. On the back side, we have the control box and all of the controls up here. That's where I'm gonna plug the power adapter in and then screw it in as well. I'm gonna be running mine on full volume, and there's an on mode and off or try me, and then sensor. I'm gonna have mine on mode. There's also the foot pad jack right there. Getting this clothing piece, I don't know what you call it, but it's gonna come around here and Velcro on, and then pulling the rest of it down. And we're gonna get onto the demo now. This is what he looks like, and he's gonna look a little different on the demo when the clothing gets fixed up better.
The night is dark and the spirits are restless. What brings you to this forbidden place? Tread carefully, for the shovel in my hand yearns to dig a new grave. This shovel has witnessed the burial of countless souls. Will yours be next? Do you hear the distant cries of the forgotten? They're calling for you.
Overall, this is a perfect prop to put out in the graveyard. Now, I keep saying that he would be great out in the grass, but if it's rainy outside, it's not going to work because he's actually indoor use only. Or you could put him on your covered porch, but that wouldn't make any sense because he'd be digging into the concrete. And at $270, he is really pricey for having one movement, and he's just 6 foot tall. But at least the mouth moves. He does have a cool face mold. His eyes also do light up, as well as the lantern. But besides that, $270, guys. If you want him, the link will be in the description. And as always, see you in the next video.